Focus continues for you now. Newsroom Africa Channel 405. Kenya has extended its nightly curfew by 60 days in an effort to slow the spread of COVID-19. This means that the ban on political gatherings and processions that could turn into super spreader events was extended, along with a ban on overnight events and vigils. For more on this, I'm joined now by journalists at Mbatu FM in Kenya. That's Terry Nzao. Terry, good evening, and it's good to have you with us tonight here on In Focus. Let's talk then about the latest developments in as far as constraints being put on the movement of people in Kenya. What does this mean?
Sure, the curfew was extended with another 60 days. And this was published yesterday in the Kenyan Gazette by the Interior Ministry, where the Minister for Interior, that is Matiang'i, he said that just because we are not off the hook with COVID-19, we have to extend the curfew with another 60 more days. All political gatherings, processions, things to do with night vigil, they have also been banned with another 60 days. Remember that we've just come from the third peak of the COVID, and it's being projected that by end of June, early July, we might be going to another fourth peak of COVID-19. So they are saying to ensure that we do not have more cases, there is need to have the curfew extended and also some restrictions.
Some of the restrictions, for example, like the ones that they put on schools, are those still relaxed at this point?
No, so far schools are open, but with a lot of extra caution being taken. The government has already set guidelines on how schools should reopen back, and already we are in the third term of 2020, and schools are continuing, all pupils are continuing with their education. So apart from the schools opening, we've seen issues to do with bars. They are still not at laxity in the way they have been operating before, because by 7 p.m. every day, they are supposed to have closed businesses. Hotels they are still not open to everyone. And what is happening is that they have a time limit. By 7 p.m. they are closed. The same happens to the places of worship, where we are seeing the number is capped to a third of those who are supposed to attend the places of worship.
Kenya has recorded 170,485 cases, 3,141 deaths at the moment. What is the latest rate of positive cases, and how extensive is the testing currently being conducted in Kenya?
Today, out of 1,668 samples that were taken in the last 24 hours, we recorded 88 new COVID cases. This is about 5.3% positivity rate compared to yesterday, where we had recorded a positivity rate of 4.5. The death toll today was a bit higher. Sadly, we lost 15 people, raising the number of people who have died or who have succumbed to COVID-19 to 3,172. So comparing to like 2 months or 1 month ago, we can say we are improving in terms of the cases going down, but yet we are saying we still need to take more caution, because scientists are saying if we do not take more care, probably in the next 1 month, we could be seeing Kenya going in another COVID peak. And today we recorded 203 people had already received the second vaccine. Remember that in the start of the week, the Kenyan's Minister for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, announced that they had stopped giving COVID vaccine to people who had not received the first dose. This is because we're still having issues with getting the AstraZeneca vaccine. So they are saying probably we could be getting a different vaccine. And Kenya having gotten like 72,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine, which were rejected by Southern Sudan. So they are placing this vaccine to be received by those who already had received the first vaccine. So we are hoping for the best in the coming months. But for now, the positivity rate remains at around 5.8%.
Now, of course, these tighter restrictions are not being welcomed by everyone. There are some business people, Terry, who are actually calling for a more relaxed restrictions or the easing of the restrictions. How will this affect compliance?
Sure, we've seen so many people trying to plead with the president and the Kenyan government to try and ease some of these restrictions, especially the business people. They are saying their businesses have been affected. And remember, we have been in a political mood before, and also we are going into a referendum if the court allows, because there are some issues which are still pending in court. So they're still saying life has to continue. People, as long as we have COVID, we still need to ease these restrictions to make sure even the economy sustains itself. So we are yet to see this. The government says would rather try fix the economy later, but now what they are focusing in mostly is saving lives.
Is there consistency in as far as the application of these rules? There are some who are saying there is total disregard of regulations. For example, in the political circles, there are some political gatherings that are being done without observing these particular rules.
Sure, we've seen some of these political gatherings being held in different places, and Kenyans have been agitated by whatever has been happening because they're saying no one is above the law. If we are placing all these restrictions, it should cut across every person. But whatever we are seeing is we've seen like tomorrow we are having the Madaraka Day celebrations. And even though the government says all measures have been taken, we've seen the president, the deputy president, the leader of opposition, and some of these big political or party leaders having meetings in several parts of the country. And it is not auguring well with Kenyans. So I think probably the president, as we're expecting to go to a referendum, probably things will change.
Now, there have been some reports around the curfew police and their behavior and how they have been heavy-handed in some instances, including some lives being lost and even a life of a baby being investigated at this point.
Come again?
I'm saying the curfew police and how they have been behaving in implementing this curfew.
Before the police were being before the police were using a lot of force, because like 3 months ago when the president had reviewed the curfew hours from 10 to 8 p.m., especially in the zoned areas, we saw so many people being caught up in curfew hours, and the police were using so much force. And we saw even people sleeping on the roads because the government was like, you're trying to go against the curfew rules. But so far we've seen people have like followed the rules. So we still have a few culprits who are breaking the law. But so far we are seeing things are good.
All right, Terry Nzau, appreciate you joining us tonight. That is journalist at Mbatu FM in Kenya. There, Terry Nzau, government there extending the curfew by another 6